table below shows the scores of a group of students on a 10-point quiz. Notice how the information is given as a frequency table, where the first column are the test scores, the second column gives the frequency of each test score. We want to determine the mean score as well as the median score. So for a review, let's start with the mean. The mean of a set of data is the sum of the data values divided by the number of data values, and sometimes we'll see the formula for the mean written here, where x bar, the mean, is equal to the summation of x divided by n, where the summation of x is the sum of the data values, and n is the number of data values. So going back to our frequency table, let's first determine the number of data values by summing these frequencies. If we sum this column here, we get 19, which means there are 19 test scores. And therefore, to find the mean, which we'll label x bar, we want to find the sum of the 19 test scores and then divide by 19. Instead of writing out all 19 test scores, though, let's look at how we can use multiplication to help us find the sum of these test scores. Because the test score of 3 has a frequency of 2, there are 2 test scores of 3, which is the sum would be 3 plus 3. But we can write 3 plus 3 as 2 times 3, since we have 2 3's. Of course, we could also write this as 3 times 2. Notice the test score of 4 has a frequency of 4, so if we wanted to find the sum of these test scores, we could write out 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. It would be much faster to just write 4 times 4, since we have 4 4's. So we could find the sum of products to determine the total sum, rather than writing out 19 data values. Let's go ahead and do it this way instead. So 3 has a frequency of 2, so we'd have 2 times 3, plus 4 has a frequency of 4, so 4 times 4, plus 5 has a frequency of 2, so plus 2 times 5, plus both 6 and 7 have a frequency of 1, so we could just write plus 6 and plus 7, but to keep the pattern, let's write 1 times 6 plus 1 times 7, plus 8 has a frequency of 3, so 3 times 8, plus 9 has a frequency of 5, so we have 5 9, so 5 times 9, plus 10 has a frequency of 1, so we'd have 1 times 10. The sum of these products would give us the sum of all 19 data values. And now let's go to the calculator to determine the mean. We'll put the numerator in parentheses, open parenthesis, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 times 6 is 6, plus 1 times 7, plus 3 times 8, that's 24. And then we have plus 5 times 9 is 45. Finally, plus 1 times 10 is 10, close parenthesis, divided by 19. So the mean is approximately 6.5 to 1 decimal place. And now let's determine the median. For review, the median of a set of data is the value in the middle when the data is in order. So to find the median, we begin by listing the data in order from smallest to largest or largest to smallest, which in our case has already been done. So next, if the number of data values n is odd, which is our case, then the median is the middle data value. This value can be found by rounding n divided by 2 up to the next whole number. Notice in our book, they're using capital N rather than lowercase n, but either way, n represents the number of data values. If the number of data values happens to be even, which is not our case, there is no middle value, so we find the mean or average of the two middle values, which would be n divided by 2 and n divided by 2 plus 1. But again, in our case, we want to find n divided by 2 and round up to the next whole number. So n divided by 2 would be equal to 19 divided by 2, which equals 9.5. So rounding up to the next whole number would be 10, which means the median is the 10th test score, starting at either the lowest test score or the highest test score. So we'll use a frequency to count down to the 10th test score. So adding the frequencies, 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So 6 would be the 9th test score, but we're looking for the 10th test score, so if we add one more, which would be 10, Notice the 10th test score is 7, which means 7 is the median. Looking at the frequencies, notice how there are 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1, or 9 test scores below 7, and there are also 3 plus 5 plus 1, or 9 test scores above 7, verifying that 7 is the median. Okay, I hope you found this helpful.